very sad old lady, brushing up the pavement in front of her house.
Once upon a time, there was a very sad old lady brushing up the pavement in front of the house. And she brushed, and she brushed, and she brushed. And suddenly, she noticed that underneath the leaves, there was a hole. So she decided to climb down very carefully into the hole to see what might be there.
Once upon a time, there was a very sad old lady who swept and swept and swept the floor until she found a hole. So she decided to go down the hole very, very carefully. And at the bottom of the hole was a river. So she gathered herself together, jumped into the river, and was swept away.
Once upon a time, there was an old lady who swept, swept, and swept in front of her house, and suddenly, under the leaves, she saw a hole. And she decided to climb into the hole very carefully. And at the bottom of the hole, there was a river. And she dived in and was swept away until she landed in a field. And she very carefully pushed herself up because she'd hurt her hip.
Let's sort of just slightly louder. Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a very sad old lady who was brushing and brushing the pavement in front of her house. And suddenly, under the leaves, she found a hole. So she climbed very carefully into the hole and down. And at the bottom of the hole was a river. Very courageously, she jumped in and swept away. Until she landed in a field, where she got up very carefully because she'd hurt her hip. As she got up, she looked around her and saw this was no ordinary field at all. It was a field full of magical trees, bushes, everything was shining and gleaming, sparkling, and dripping with jewels.
So what did she do?
Oh! She crept towards the nearest tree as carefully as she could because of the hip. Reached up and took down